It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and with no Hume Netball at the moment, of course, the lockdown is going to be lifted, which is good news, but still no community sport returning to action yet. Hume Netball is just treading water at the moment, and the Osborne crew amongst the canola fields there would be a little nervous as well, sitting on top of the ladder, hoping to get some sort of final series off the ground. And joining me, Sally Hunter, is the A Grade coach there at Osborne. Sally, welcome to the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. How are you?
Good, thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on the show. And gee whiz, what a season your girls have had.
Yeah, it's been a dream, really. A lot of hard work has gone into it, but no, it's been unreal. It's been great to get back to Osborne and have that happen. So yeah.
Let's talk about your journey back to Osborne. Tell us about yourself first of all, and your role with the netball club.
So I'm an Osborne junior, and then in 2016 I took off to uni in Melbourne.
Yep.
Spent 3 years down in Melbourne playing in the VNL and down in the Mornington Peninsula League. And then came back to Wagga last year with COVID. Got in the 6-week season then, and then got back into the coaching role with A Grade this year.
Good stuff. So you mentioned the COVID season there, obviously having a little bit of a run in a different competition and being the only Hume netball team and football club, or the clubs itself, to actually play during that year while Hume had the year off. An advantage or of any sort to you girls this year, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are, I've said it multiple times this year, I was very, very happy and glad that our club pushed for it last year and got us in. I think, our strong wins at the start of the season, I think, did come back to the fact that we weren't coming back after 18 months off. We were coming back after, 6 months off. And, just the ball skills that you lose, the fitness, because by having that season last year, we maintained some level of fitness rather than having to, go right back to square one, I suppose. Because a lot of people really enjoyed COVID for not having to do sport, like they've always done. So I think a huge advantage, yeah.
That's true. Many did miss it. I've got to point that out too. But you're exactly right. I think those who did actually get to play through that period managed to keep that fitness base. And I know it wasn't as full on a season as it normally would be, but in terms of your season this year, only the one loss, one little slip up along the way, a ridiculous percentage. You've got the strongest attack in the competition and the best defence. You've obviously worked on a lot of things throughout the year, but clearly you started from a pretty high base.
The best thing that I love about our team is it's full of locals, bar one. Right. So 7 out of 8 of the players are Osborne juniors or Osborne long-timers who have come because of partners or that sort of thing. And then Osborne's always been quite a strong defensive club. If you go back through the years, we've always had quite good against. And we've not always, but we lack really strong shooters sometimes. And we found that this year, which really helped to add depth to not only A Grade, but the whole club.
I want to talk more about the A Grade team itself in a minute, but just quickly, the Osborne club itself fascinates me. It's a club, as Flowman likes to say, a club in the middle of nowhere. There's no town there, but all of the locals from around the surrounding area converge on the club, catch up there. It's like a community hub for those in the farming community there. It's so popular and so strong and has been for so long now. What's the secret? Tell us, uncork the secret to the success of the Osborne Sporting Club for us.
Look, it's the people. We draw newbies in, and probably, more so in the football club, they recruit someone and they stay for life. And then it just comes back to the fact that you're around good people who want the best for the club, who are truly trying to do that. And it's about winning, but it's also about, as you said, it's the community for the farmers all around and everyone all around as well.
All right, let's talk specifically about your team, the Osborne girls in the A Grade, the squad itself. So if there is to be a medal count at some point, who's going to lead the charge for you guys on medal count night? Who's had the best season in your side, or has it been fairly even across the board?
Look, I don't want to be too diplomatic and say it's been even, but it has been great to see every player in the team have really great games throughout the year and just be consistent. Possibly my pick would be I think Sarah Snyder, despite being the eldest member of the team, she has just still been, I don't know, amazing. You know, she's our, she holds us down in defence. She's got the mature mind, and she's still got the agility of a 20-year-old.
That's a fair compliment, and you've got some youngsters coming through as well. I mean, just having a look at the ladders for the grades before we started this chat. Finals in every senior grade. I think A, B, and C grade are all in the top two, but you've got some strength in those youngsters coming through as well. So I think your under 17 or 16, 17 and under team is second on the ladder, only percentage away from the Billabong Crows. So you've got some young stars coming through as well. Yeah,
and it's always Osborne's always had strong juniors, but you know this year we've got 7 out of 8 in our club in finals, which is fantastic. And really to note as well on that 17 team is we actually dragged 2 under 17 players up to seniors this year, one in A grade and one in B grade.
Wow.
And the girls that were still in 17 have still been such a dominant team because we are lucky enough to have that depth in our juniors.
What do you think the chances are of getting back on the court? I mean, now that restrictions are going to be eased, you'll at least be able to do some training. Is that right?
We've actually been training via Zoom as a club.
Okay.
Throughout this last 4 weeks, I've been setting some running and some support work sessions for people to go and do because you can exercise with one other person. But yeah, I think it's still a bit ambiguous as to what we can do, but hopefully we can get back on the court ASAP.
Yeah, we had an announcement, of course, yesterday, and we're going to get Carla back on the program. Hopefully there'll be meetings and whatnot over the next few days where the club presidents will put their heads together and work out what can and can't be done. But there is a cut-off date for your girls, which is, I guess, for Osborne and Gindera, nervously approaching, given that you guys finished in the top 2. And if it's to be just a grand final, then that's the team you'll be facing, I guess.
I feel like it's kind of now or never. If we don't get off the ground, you know, this week or next week, I think that could be it for us for the season, unfortunately. Yeah.
If you're given the option of coming back for just a grand final, would you be keen on doing that, or does that seem right to you? What are your thoughts?
Look, we'd be keen. We want, you know, we've worked hard all season, and we'd want to finish.
Yeah.
But whether it's, you know, it's fair, you know. Whether it's fair or not is arguable because every other team in the six has put in just as much effort all year. And when it was tight at the top as well, you know, you think, well, that the one game made all the difference. You know, it could have been the last round and blah blah blah. So
yeah.
I don't know. It would be something different to a usual premiership, but we'd be gunning for anything to finish off the season properly.
Well, let's hope that the season in Hume gets some sort of closure, whatever that may look like. But that's almost out of the hands of association organisers and whatnot. As for your team, Sally, I know at some point you'll look forward to next season, but for now, hopefully you do get some closure because you've had a wonderful season, your girls at Osborne, and we're wishing you well for what comes next. Hopefully that's of some sort of final series or a grand final this year. If not, it'll be all the best for the season to come.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jason. Thanks for your keen interest in the league and netball. And also just like to say thanks to the Osborne Netball Committee and also the Hume Netball Association for all their hard work, because I know there's so much that goes on that we don't know about.
Exactly right. So that's where we'll leave it today. Sally, thanks for joining us here on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show.
Thanks, Jason.